All right, we got a 1v1 here for you guys. FlyingTaco versus Aerocrastic. FlyingTaco will be playing the Beastmen, and Aerocrastic will be on the Empire. Let's take a look at these armies here before our fight gets underway. Go ahead and pause this real quick. So for FlyingTaco's army, we have a lot of threes. We have 3 units of Ungor Herds, 4 units of Ungor Spearmen, 3 units of the Razor Gore Herds, of course having plenty of AP and anti-infantry, quote-unquote. In addition to that, we're going to see 3 units of Centaurs, a unit of the Butchers of Kalkangar, the Minotaurs Regiment renowned with shields. If you have regeneration, they're probably one of the better and best units in the Beastmen roster. In addition to that, we're also going to be seeing a Brave Shaman of Beasts, Transformation of Kadon, Flock of Doom, and Jagged Dagger, as well as a Gore Bull and the dreaded Morgur Shadow Gave as the leadership elements for this army. We also going to see 1 unit of Ungor Raiders, but that pretty much sums up our army here. No Centaurs with great weapons, so no real ability to threaten any of the heavier cav you see in Empire lines. In addition to that, just strictly Ungor infantry, not the Gore or Bestigore heavier line infantry that you typically would see. In addition to that as well, these Razor Gore herds should go very well against a lot of the Empire line we're going to see in Aerocrastic's army. Now we're going to see a front line of Spearmen, the Sigmar Sons in the dead center between 2 units of Flagellants, then flanked by 2 more units of Spears, 4 total units of Free Company Militia, allowing them to do some good melee damage if any of the elements of the Beastmen break through their line and get into them. Free Company Militia in a Beastmen engagement have a very strong matchup. They're also quite good in any army that has a backline summoning capability because they are able to fight them. They can be used in conjunction with other handgunners or archers, but if you say are up against Tomb Kings, anything of the sort that can summon in the back line, Free Company Militia can mulch them up pretty quickly. You're going to see 2 units of Reichsguard acting as the elite cav for the day, high 120 armor, sizable charge bonus at 62. No flaming attacks you would get from, say, the Knights of the Blazing Sun, but you get 20 more armor instead. Now, 3 units of Pistoliers going to be doing our skirmisher calves here today, and as well as Karl Franz with a Reichland Rudenfang, Gall Miraz, Hold Your Ground, and Foeseeker, and lastly, a Jade Wizard with both Regrowth and Earthblood. Now, let's get this fight underway here. We're going to be seeing quite a lot of skirmisher play from Aerocrastic. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and check out Aerocrastic's YouTube channel. He does a lot of streaming and competitive breakdowns. He's been in quite a few Ever-Chosens. I think FlyingTaco's been in 2 of our 5 or 3 of our 5 Ever-Chosens, with Aerocrastic being, I think, 4 of our 5 Ever-Chosens. So if you want to see more fun competitive play, his breakdown on how he approaches builds, go ahead on over to his channel. I'm going to probably get a link for that in the comments below. I will be on a plane to England though, so if it's not there, please type into YouTube Aerocrastic and go and find his channel. I'll get it up as fast as I can. We're already getting some skirmisher play here, shooting into we're going forward for the Ungor Raiders. Ungor Raiders are not going to be doing a lot of damage, but they're just very good at staying out of the fight and doing a lot of persistent damage over time. You can see these Reichsguard moving in, getting a nice, good, juicy charge on these Ungors, just sending them into oblivion, and then immediately recoiling back, right? So that's the nice thing about Aerocrastic's micro here. He's immediately broken off from the engagement. He's already gotten the charge bonus he wanted, and he's immediately breaking out of that. We can see the hills are alive with the sounds of hooves as the Beastmen come just trotting down the hill. Karl Franz engaged in this unit of Ungors quite quickly, and is already surrounded by some Ungor Raiders and Spears, getting Morgur and that Shaman of Beasts and the Gore Bull all just jumping in on him immediately. See plenty of skirmisher play on the left sides. Flagellants coming in to just smack apart some of these Ungors and jumping right into an unbraced regiment of Spearmen. The Centaurs just send them flying. A nice drop of Earthblood over here, getting some good health back into them. And then we have this little alpha pack here, right? Gore Bull, you can see the Butchers of Kalkangar and Shadow Gave all jumped in the center. Warrior Priest in the fray there, didn't see that earlier, but we can see he's in it to win it over there. Now a nice Manicore Summon is going to bring some AP damage down, probably onto either Karl Franz, the Warrior Priest, or the Jade Wizard. Manicore Summons for the Lore of Beasts have become very prevalent lately because we know them to be very good at sniping down these weak individual targets. We can see a nice little drop down of Flock of Doom, doing some damage to the Sigmar Sons quite handedly. Shadow Gave in there punching things around as usual. Manticore, though, swooping down onto Karl Franz. Karl Franz is in a bad position. He's completely surrounded here by some Centaurs and Razor Gores that are just fleeing out right now. But at the same time, they have the Manticore pressure on them. They're getting a little Brave Shaman play. They're getting some shots in from the Ungor Raiders as well. Those Reichsguard are looking to shut down those Ungor Raiders as fast as they can. Let's take a look at the other portions of the battlefield here. Slow this down real fast. We can see that the Centaurs are going to have a nice, good, juicy charge coming in here or here. They have this whole line open. They can shoot that gap. The Spearmen and Spearmen are duking it out over there. And we have some Pistoliers looking to get some good shots on. Now we can see, too, that the Reichsguard over here are looking to consolidate and get a good charge. Probably after they're just smashed apart this unit of Centaurs. We can look to respond and intercept that unit of Centaurs as well. That center pocket is underway. Now the Pistoliers firing into the right flank, shooting up the Butchers of Kalkengard. These are a good target because they can pull out of fights quickly and then just keep regenerating as they kind of get some distance between them and the enemy. The Reichsguard shutting down the other unit of Centaurs over here. Let's move over to the right lane. We can see that Karl Franz has got Galmaraz popped off on him and a nice regrowth from the Jade Wizard. He's got his Warrior Priest bro coming in here. We didn't take a look at the Warrior Priest, but he does have the Shield of Faith and Hammer of Sigmar. We can hopefully get some damage in here. Nice Banner of Flame to help out. Just does an additional damage to these Butchers of Kalkengard. Remember, regeneration reduces your resistance to fire attacks, so it's going to help out here. You can do some damage with the Banner of Flame. Looking to, if you take a look at it, if you hover over in the lower left corner, you can see the Banner of Flame is attributed to more than just the Warrior Priest. It's all these units are getting that nice flaming attack that they can use against the Butcher of Kalkengard. Now, Centaur's moving back over here. Some Ungor Raiders shooting down into these Free Company Militia with Shadowgave on them. Karl Franz looking to pounce onto the mighty Morker himself. Karl Franz is in bad shape, though. He's very, very poorly beat up, or very severely beat up. And this right engagement is going better for the Beastmen than it is the Empire. They do have these two full health units of the Jade Wizard and the Warrior Priest, but everything else over there, for the most part, has crumpled. You can see that Karl Franz is stuck in between some Chaos Spawn. The Butchers of Kalkengard and Reichsguard are all just kind of coalescing towards the leadership elements right here. Karl Franz was able to take Morgar Shadowgave down in health, quite handily, though. He was at about 100%, 90%. He's well now below 50 with the mighty Franzia himself. Shotgun blast coming down from the Warrior Priest, peppering into the Centaurs and the Baconators as well. A nice Beast Manticore summon coming up right here from this Brave Shaman of Beasts. Now that wasn't shut down, unfortunately, so Aerocrastic has got to really deal with another Manticore summon now. And with Karl Franz in bad shape, that could be pretty lethal. You can see that the Manticore already has his sights set on Karl Franz. He's looking to get that pink slip here. He's racing him for pinks. He's coming right on down on him. He didn't narc on nobody, and those Chaos Spawns are jumping in as well, looking to just bog down the mighty Emperor of the Empire. We can see across the battle line, though, that the Beastmen are really starting to get a really big upper hand. The Brave Shaman is able to push through a lot of the smaller ragtag units now, especially into this unit of Free Company Militia. They're not going to be able to threaten him very much if they're not shooting their AP bullets. You can see Karl Franz got out of this engagement, swooping down onto the Gorbel, a pretty deadly target for Aerocrastic here, though. FlyingTaco just bringing in more Manticore pressure here. The Gorbel was just bucked wildly by the... Got a Brave Shaman charge right through this Free Company Militia. You can see the balance of power bar is starting to eke in favor of the FlyingTaco. Block of Doom has knocked down. Did we get anything from the... nothing from the Warrior Priest here. Oh, no. The mighty Franzia is down. He hath been slain. Even the Doom Bull was able to withstand his punishment, as he probably won't be able to maintain much longer. The Butchers of Kalkengard have come back with their about 5 units left, or 5 models left in their unit. Oh! The Manticore gets one final charge into that Jade Wizard. Now this is going to be pretty tough for Aerocrastic. FlyingTaco has the upper hand of having crushed his leadership elements. Now, you can see here that the Warrior Priest is terrified. He'll probably come back here pretty quickly. The Jade Wizard, though, is going to be probably focused down by Morgher pretty easily. The Doom Bull, or Gorbel, sorry, is unfortunately beat down. A nice Flock of Doom onto these Free Company Militia. Flock of Doom always does some really good damage to lightly armored foes. We were talking about this earlier, but look at this. Ungor Raiders, they're always just like a thorn in your side. You don't think they're a big threat. They can always stay in the fight and just pour tons of damage over time. And if they break, they can run away quickly and come back. They're just a very annoying unit to deal with. and 1 or 2 of them can actually get a lot of really good sustained damage on things, which makes them quite nice for their point cost. You can see that the that army losses are kicking in for Aerocrastic here as FlyingTaco pulls a win out with his deadly Beastmen. Now, originally looking at FlyingTaco's army, I didn't have the highest hopes for it. I would think that you would want a little bit more of a gore presence. I would want those Centaurs maybe to be 1 or 2 of them to be great weapons, with even maybe 1 or 2 of them being throwing axes instead. Throwing axes are so strong against the Empire because they have an AP characteristic that threatens really heavily into a Boris Todbringer, into a Karl Franz, into any heavier cav elements that are getting bogged down by return charges from, say, Razor Gores or anything of the sort. So I'm a really big fan of throwing axes and Beastmen armies. I think FlyingTaco really pulled this one out very well by keeping a lot of really good aggression on the elements that he needed to. He had a lot of aggression on Franz from the start of the fight. Even the very initial swoop down from Aerocrastic, he was able to get a lot of really good pressure immediately onto Karl Franz. As a whole, though, Aerocrastic's Reichsguard performed very well, shutting down the Centaurs, this one and this one probably. This one, I think, we're on the far right side. Were able to do a lot of really good return pressure onto them. They were sweeping through the battlefield almost the entire time, trying to shore up the gaps in the army that were being created by a lot of the pressure from the Beastmen. But overall, amazing play here. Like I said, go ahead and check out Aerocrastic's YouTube channel. He does a lot of competitive breakdowns and streaming. And if you'd like, you can see these gentlemen playing this weekend in the ever-chosen Invitational number 5. There's no real cool DLC attached to it, unfortunately. But you'll see Turin, myself, Party Elite, and Lore Master Sotek. They all have respective YouTube channels. Please go and check them out. Doing what we do best and doing some lovely shoutcasting for y'all. So thanks so much for watching here today. Have a good one and take care.